name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God, Amen. We just want to review the first part about the coronation. I know we talked about it on Nativity night, so just take first 2 minutes to review it one more time. Why is the incarnation? And we summarize it to like 5 points. 5 points. The first point was for God to restore the image that He meant for mankind, and we destroyed it, and He came to set this image again. And this way He can take what's ours and give us what's His, and what's ours was the sin. He took it and put it on the cross, and what's His is holiness, so we can live holy and pure. And the second reason for the incarnation was to teach us in many ways. When He lived with us for 33 years, He taught us how to pray, how to fast, how to love each other, how to do the washing the feet service, how to be humble, and how to talk like Him, how not to be angry, how to cover for each other weaknesses. The third reason for the incarnation was to teach us about the Father, because the Old Testament was, you cannot even mention the name of the Father. They feel that's like fearful, and as if He punishes you if you talk about the Father. So He came and showed us that he who has seen me, seen the Father, the three in one. And the other reason for the number 4 for the incarnation was to fulfill the sentence of death that was issued against Adam. So he fulfilled that on our behalf. And the last reason, number 5, was to conquer death. So death no more has power over us. And as St. Paul was saying, "O death, where is your sting? O Hades, where is your victory?" بنرجعهم معلش تاني بالعربي. يبقى التجسد حصل علشان السيد المسيح يصلح صورة الإنسان اللي اتشوهت، ويدينا القداسة، وياخد ويشيل من عننا الخطية. والتجسد أيضا علشان يعلمنا إزاي نصوم ونصلي ونحب بعض ونغفر الخطايا ونتكلم زيه ونستر على بعض. وتجسد برضك عشان يعلمنا عن الآب، عشان احنا كناش عارفين ومش فاهمين يعني ايه الآب. وتجسد عشان يتنفذ فيه حكم الموت ويهزم الموت بقيامته. وزي ما بولس الرسول بيقول: أين شوكتك يا موت، أين غلبتك يا هوية. We'll take just one of these points that we dwell a little bit more, which is He took what's ours and gave what's His. We take it quickly and we say that He took our sin, but He gave us the holiness. But if we take just a few points about what He did, first of all, the Master took the place of a slave. يعني السيد أخذ مكان العبد, and He became like us in order to raise us to the level of the Master. In this way we become His children, so we're no longer slaves. And the other thing that He took that was ours, the judge took the guilty place. And you can see this very clear when Pontius Pilate was judging Christ. It was almost everything is done the opposite. ديان الأرض كلها واقف وكأنه متهم وعمل حاجة غلط، وإنسان عادي هو اللي واقف يحكم عليه. فديت هو أخذ الحاكم مكان المحكوم عليه. The other point, number 3, the physician took the place of the patient. كان في كتير أمراض جسدية ناتجة عن الخطية، وهو هو خد المكان بتاع هو جه كطبيب وعالج كل دوت. وطبعا الطبيب ده هو تتحمل أمراضنا، وشفنا طبعا زي ما شاف المفلوج وغيره من ناس كتير خالص. he also he pointed out that so many of these infirmities and sicknesses was related to sin, and that's why he told the paralytic man, do not sin again. So this means he was sick because of his sin. The rich became poor for us. He was born in a manger, and he was poor in every way, and this way so he can make us rich in glory. And nobody can complain to God, why did you create me poor? Because the richness and poorness is really about our glory with God. The shepherd took the place of a sheep. الراعي خد مكان الحملان، فهو الراعي الصالح وبتجسده أصبح حمل، وهذا الحمل سيق إلى الذبح. So by his incarnation he became a lamb, and Isaiah says, all we like sheep have gone astray, we have turned everyone to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. كلنا كغنم ضللنا، ملنا كل واحد إلى طريقه، والرب وضع عليه اسم جميعنا. فهو خد مكان الراعي، خد مكان الحملان. The one that accept the sacrifice became a sacrifice. الذي يقبل الذبيحة صار هو ذبيحة. عشان كده احنا بنقول في أسبوع الآلام إن هذا الذي أصعد ذاته ذبيحة مقبولة على الصليب. He became the sacrifice for us, and the living God took the place of dead. So he also الله الحي الذي يمكن أن يموت أخذ جسدا حتى يستطيع أن يموت نيابة عنا ويغلب الموت ويعطينا الحياة الأبدية. The last one about what took what's ours and gave us what's his. He took our sorrows to give us permanent joy. Again, Isaiah will say, surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. لكن أحزاننا حملها وأوجعنا تحملها. And you know, often this grief is coming actually from the sin. And in another somewhere else in St. John saying, you will weep and lament, but the world will rejoice, and you will be sorrowful, but your sorrow will be turned into joy. We see so many people in sorrow and in pain, and this will end, sooner or later will end, and then we will be in joy. The last point I would, to talk about nativity, that God, when he came, he reconciled heaven and earth. He reconciled God and man. So this was another reason that you can see in the incarnation and salvation, that you see that the base for that is God's love to human. And out of his love, he came and died for us. And as St. John is saying, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. هكذا أحب الله العالم حتى بذل ابنه الوحيد. عشان كده في تجسده نذكر دايما محبته لنا، وبنقول في صلاة باكر أتيت في الليتنيز بتاع صلاة باكر، أتيت إلى العالم بمحبتك للبشر وكل الخليقة تهللت بمجيئك. You came into the world through your love for mankind, and the creation rejoices in your coming. قبل ميلاد المسيح كان دايما في خصومة بين الله والناس وبين السماء والأرض زي ما قلنا، وكانت في فترة ما فيهاش لا فيها رؤى ولا أحلام مقدسة ولا أنبياء ولا ظهورات مقدسة. كان في فترة كده قطيعة I think حوالي 400 سنة أو حاجة زي كده، ما كانش فيها أي حاجة زي كده، والبشرية كانت عايشة في ظلام. علشان كده زي ما قلنا قبل كده بردك إنه عشان كده في الكريسماس بنشوف أنوار في كل حتة، تعبيرا عن خلاص فترة الظلام دي خلصت وانتهت، وإحنا دلوقتي عايشين في فترة مقدسة. وطبعا دي هتبقى باينة ان الخصومات دي خطايا بسببها خطايا الانسان اللي وصلت لحد لا يحتمل، ودي اللي سببت القطيعة بين الله والانسان وبين السماء والارض، والبشر ما حاولوش يتصالحوا مع ربنا. As usual, Christ the one came and he reconciled between heaven and earth and created a relationship again. Pope Shenouda was giving an example. If you have two countries that they don't talk to each other and finally they made peace with each other, then all of a sudden it's not just making peace and stop at that. They actually start to send ambassadors, they start to have trade agreements, they start to work together, and this is roughly what happened between heaven and earth. You can see that once this was acknowledged that God is coming to save us, you can see that the angels that were not sent anywhere for a long time, all of a sudden God started to send the angels. First the angel was sent was to Zechariah so he can tell him about that Elizabeth will carry a child. Then a second angel was sent to Saint Mary who can كان يبشرها بولادة السيد المسيح. وبعد كده الملاك تاني ربنا بعته علشان يقول ليوسف انه ما يخافش ان ياخد العذراء مريم لانها عذراء وحبلت بها من الروح القدس. وبعدين في ملاك تاني ظهر للرعاة علشان يوجههم ازاي يوصلوا للسيد المسيح. وبعد كده ملاك تاني ظهر ليوسف في حلم عشان يقول له اهرب من هيرودس وروح الى ارض مصر. وفي جمهور كبير من الملائكة. There are so many angels also appeared, and this when they said glory to God in the highest and on earth peace goodwill toward men. المجد لله في الأعالي وعلى الأرض السلام وبالناس المسر. طبعا بالصلح دوت رجعت الظهورات المقدسة تاني والمعجزات. مش نلاقي حد يعني زي إليزابيث كده عاقر وما بتخلفش، ادي أول معجزة تحصل. وبعد كده نلاقي واحدة عذراء تحبل برضو. كلها حاجات، كلها معجزات ابتدت ترجع تاني. And the good thing and the beautiful in this reconciliation that يعني الجميل في المصالحة دي ان الكبير هو اللي بيسعى لمصالحة الصغير. يعني دايما احنا للأسف كبشر يعني دايما نقول يعني اللي غلط في حد الصغير هو اللي يجي يعتذر او حاجة زي كده. احنا غلطنا في ربنا وبعدنا عنه وهو اللي جه مخصوص عشاننا. ودي تدينا درس مخصوص انه ان الكبير يكون كبير في كل حاجه، حتى في تسامحه يكون هو بردك الكبير ما يبقاش الصغير. يا ريت نتعلم من ربنا رب المجد، لانه هو نفسه عمل نفس الحكايه مع يونان. يعني يونان جونا was very upset with God because he knew what's going to happen, that God is going to forgive the nation, and he didn't want it to go on this mission, and really was like, you know, he was upset to the point he wished to die. And then God came to him, and you could see here that God is the one coming to him to reconcile with Jonah and give him an example why I care about this nation and why I love them. You find also St. Peter, when denied Christ, same thing. You find Christ is initiating the conversation with him again and restore him again to his rank one more time. So hopefully we learn from this, you know, all the what God did for us. كل سنة وحضراتكم طيبين وتتمتعوا بأفراح الميلاد، وإلهنا المجد الدائم إلى الأبد أبدين.